All right, all right. Thank you, Chris Angel and Jalen, for being here and being exceptional students. Give them a round of applause, everybody. Ladies, gentlemen, and to all the young people with us today, I am proud to deliver you a report on the state of the greatest city in the world. Now, I know it's a little early, so let's get the blood pumping just a little bit. To James Quincy and all those here from Coca-Cola, and to Colin Connolly and the representatives of the Atlanta Committee for Progress, please rise so that we can thank you for hosting us today. Let's thank them. Thank you all for your continued leadership, Coca-Cola. To Atlanta City Council President Doug Shipman and the distinguished members of the world's greatest city council, please rise to be recognized, council members and council president. We do these things together, and I thank you. To two of my predecessors, former mayors Bill Campbell and Shirley Franklin, please rise so we can thank you for your leadership. There's Shirley's over there, Bill's over there. And we also have in the house former First Lady Valerie Jackson of the late Maynard Jackson, as well as Mayor Sam Massell's wife. Please stand, Sandra Massell and Valerie Jackson. Thank you. Thank you both. And to, again, Atlanta Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Lisa Herring and the members of the Atlanta Board of Education, thank you all for showing up for our children every single day. Thank you. To my Chief Operating Officer, Lisa Gordon, Chief of Staff, Odie Donald, Chief Policy and Senior Advisor, Courtney English, all of the members of my cabinet, a group of talented, diverse leaders who are leading our city so ably. Please stand, all members of my cabinet. Chief Shearbaum, Chief Smith, all the commissioners, CFO, Chief Procurement Officer. Look at this team over here. All those commissioners, thank you all. To my daughter Bailey, my mother Sylvia, and my family, thank you all for being here and always in my corner. Thank you. And finally, to all the young people in the room, please rise, young people, as we recognize you during this Year of the Youth. Yeah, I seen some of y'all nearly youngs try to get up on your knees, said, I ain't that young. I saw you, but the real young folks were here, and I'm thankful for that. Governor Brian Kemp and First Lady Marty Kemp had planned to be with us today, but they are visiting communities impacted by this weekend's storms. Atlanta's prayers are with all those communities across the Southeast who are recovering from those storms. So we know our governor and First Lady are doing the work of the state of Georgia as they're out today. So to you, thank you all for being here today. Today, I can tell you that I have never been more excited about Atlanta's progress. I've never been more optimistic about Atlanta's opportunities. And I've never been more thankful to the people who are investing in our city's future. Parents choosing to raise their kids here. Entrepreneurs that are betting on Atlanta by starting their businesses here. Our city workers who serve our residents every single day. The teachers, the coaches, mentors who show up for our young people. People ask me all the time what it's like to be mayor. And I have to say, and I have to be honest, this is a tough job. This is a real tough job. These are hard challenges to tackle. And you won't get far just working alone. You need good teams and you need good partners because Atlanta is a group project. And thanks to all the people who pour their blood, their sweat, and tears into Atlanta, I can report to you on this day that the state of our city is strong. And you don't have to take my word for it. By the end of our first year in office, we had been named the best place to live in the United States by Money Magazine. We were declared the best city in America for Generation Z. Bloomberg said that Atlanta has more going for it than any other U.S. metropolis. We reclaimed the crown of the world's busiest airport. We were named one of the sites for the biggest sports tournament in the world, the 2026 World Cup. And last, but certainly not least, we kept Atlanta whole as one city with one bright future. When I took office, I pledged that public safety would be my top priority as your mayor, and that's still true today. I am enormously proud of the men and women serving the Atlanta Police Department, our emergency E911, the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department, and our Department of Corrections. And I have spent the last year making sure that they have the tools that they need to serve our city. We're delivering the first take-home vehicles for our Atlanta police officers. In fact, I'll be handing over some more keys later this week. We're investing in new fire equipment and new fire stations. We have extended bonuses, accelerated pay increases, and made significant cost of living adjustments for those who serve in our public safety agencies. These investments are yielding results. We've lowered 911 caller wait times by 43%. As of Saturday, homicides are down 56% over the same period last year. People are able to live when we bring down violent crime. But we need more than paychecks and vehicles to support our public safety personnel. We need training facilities. We need training facilities for our police and our firefighters so that the training facilities that we have been long condemned. That's why we are building the state-of-the-art Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. Our firefighters will finally have a vehicle course to learn to drive those trucks through our neighborhoods to deliver life-saving care. Our police will have a training course that will prepare them to address active shooters and domestic violence situations. Public safety is not just about the numbers or the buildings or the vehicles. Public safety is about the people. Senior Police Officer Robert Oden is a member of our SWAT team. And on a Friday afternoon last year, while on patrol, he saw a vehicle driving with its hazards on and blaring its horn. A woman leapt out of the car and ran over to SPO Oden carrying a motionless 4-month-old baby, screaming that the baby was non-responsive. As a parent, this is the nightmare that you might have had before. For SPO Oden, this is what he had trained for. He radioed in for support and then took the baby into his arms to check for a pulse, but there was no pulse. Over the course of the next agonizing minute, he compressed the baby's chest dozens upon dozens of times. Suddenly, just as the sirens of the responding ambulance could be heard, the baby began to move his legs. This morning, I am happy to report that thanks to SPO Oden's quick and professional life-saving care, that happy and healthy baby just celebrated his first birthday. So we wanted SBO Odin to be here today. He's just coming off of a 12-hour shift and wasn't able to be with us this morning, but please join me in thanking him and all of our police, fire, and corrections officers who are here with us today. We love the uniformed personnel who serve our citizens, but they are the first to tell you that they can't ensure public safety on their own. That's why we're putting the whole of our government to work at building safety in our community. Last year, I came to you and set some ambitious goals. I told you that we would install or repair 10,000 streetlights as part of our Light Up the Night initiative. Thanks to our partnership with Georgia Power, we're already past 11,000 lights and we're still going. Thank you, Georgia Power and the Atlanta Department of Transportation. Every morning at 8:30, Chief Shearbaum and I and Lisa Gordon meet. Nearly every week, Chief Shearbaum tells me that we've solved another crime using a camera that's in the Connect Atlanta system. Thanks to the residents and businesses who have signed up, we have almost tripled our original goal by registering or integrating over 28,000 cameras. So thank you for signing up your businesses and your residents to our program. It helps to bring down crime. So many of our public safety efforts start with our young people. We're meeting them where they are to get them engaged with making our city a safer place. Through the Police Athletic League and our At Promise Centers, our officers work in the community to give our young people a new path. And you know that I'm going to talk about midnight basketball from last year. You know I was going to talk about it. So last year, we tipped off not one, not two, but 3 seasons of midnight basketball, giving our young people a safe place to compete. And so I'm happy to report to you 2 things. First, midnight basketball will be back in 2023, and it will be bigger and better than ever. And second, your mayor is going to keep to his place of providing entertainment from the sidelines. With all that we have going on, Atlanta doesn't need its mayor in a cast ever again. So whether it's on the basketball courts that we're playing on or our fire and police stations, another area that we're focused on in this city is our infrastructure. Last year, I announced that we would be starting small by restarting the pothole posse, Mayor Shirley Franklin. I asked each of you to report potholes, and man, did you respond. Thanks to everyone who called 311 with their reports, we filled more than 10,600 potholes in Atlanta last year. Whew, thank you. But we know we have to do more than just fill potholes. We need to think big. Last May, the Atlanta City Council and I went to voters to make a big ask. $750 million to rebuild our roads, our fire stations, our bike paths, and our sidewalks. Atlanta voters overwhelmingly put their trust in us, and now it's our time to deliver. Later this week, we will break ground on the very first Moving Atlanta Forward infrastructure project, and it's one near to my heart. We will build the Center for Diversion and Services in downtown Atlanta. The Diversion Center is the physical manifestation of our commitment to reforming the way we approach quality of life offenses in the city of Atlanta. Instead of criminalizing poverty, the Diversion Center will provide showers, food, laundry, behavioral health screenings, and other services to help people get back on their feet. Let's do that this week later on. And so this is the first project, but soon you will see us breaking ground all over this city. And with thanks to our partners in DC, Senators Ossoff and Warnock and Congresswoman Williams, we have attracted more than $100 million in additional federal investments in our roads, the airport, and in transit. All these investments must be done with an eye towards building a clean energy city. We're working with our Clean Energy Advisory Board, including representatives from our most energy-burdened neighborhoods, to reach our goal of 100% clean energy for 100% of Atlantans. And we're making some really good progress. Atlanta has earned the #3 spot in the nation for Energy Star certified buildings, and we are on track to double our solar capacity on our city buildings. Working with the green space, yeah, we can clap for solar, we can clap for clean energy. Working with my Green Space Advisory Council, over my first year in office, we acquired 268 new acres of parkland. That's 1.5 new Piedmont parks that we procured last year. A big piece of that is delivering on the promise I made last year to bring Atlanta to the water. We didn't do that alone, though. Miss Donna Stevens is with us today. When developers plan to turn this riverfront site into a fuel depot, Donna and members of her Chattahoochee Brick Company Descendants Coalition, they rallied the community. They came to City Hall and made sure we saved this ecologically and historically important land. Because as we build for the future, y'all, we also must remember our past. This isn't just a park. This is a place where people were forced into labor, too many of them to their deaths. Thanks to Donna and her compatriots, this will now be a place where we will memorialize those lost and ensure future generations learn from this dark time. Donna is proof that one voice, one very determined voice, can have an outsized impact for our entire community. Donna, please stand so that we can thank you for your partnership. Thank you, Donna. As Atlanta grows, we want to ensure that all are sharing in our prosperity. Our vision for Atlanta is one that is centered in equity and investments in young people while caring for the most vulnerable. Now, you've heard some things about what we're going to do for our young people, and you're going to hear more about that in just a few minutes. But that doesn't mean we're going to forget our young at heart, our senior citizens who built Atlanta to be what it is today. Some of my best times on this job have been when I visited with our senior citizens, whether in their homes, in our rec centers, or on the dance floor at the senior ball. Don't let age fool you. These folks can dance. I want to make sure that seniors who invested in our city are able to stay here in this city. That's why I partnered with Tyler Perry to pay off all back property taxes for 700 low-income seniors across Atlanta this year. And I'm excited, y'all, because I get to go visit some of those seniors later today to ensure that rising property values in Atlanta don't price folks out of their own homes. Today, I can announce that we are also establishing a pilot program to freeze property taxes for 100 low-income seniors for the next 20 years. And that's just the start. Housing has been important to me for a long time. But when I met Felicia Morris, it became urgent. Most people know her as Miss Peaches. Miss Peaches lived at the Forest Cove Apartments and had been fighting for years, telling anyone who would listen that the conditions of that complex were terrible. What I saw at Forest Cove is still burned into my mind. On a February day, when temperatures dropped below freezing, Families with small children were in homes with busted out windows. They even showed me photos of the rats that infested their homes. For the first time as mayor, I realized this very fact, that this was not our fault, but it was our problem. And I was not willing to let people continue to languish in those conditions. Working together, we moved more than 800 people out of Forest Cove into safe and decent housing, and we managed to do that in the tightest housing market we've had in a long, long time. Miss Peaches understands that Atlanta is a group project. She took a look around and she realized that she needed to speak out and speak up, not just for herself, but for her neighbors, especially the children of those families trapped with no way out. I asked Miss Peaches to be with us today. Stand up, if you will, Miss Peaches, on behalf of a grateful city for your courage, your fortitude, and your persistence. I am proud to tell you that I will present you with the Phoenix Award, the city's highest honor. Thank you. So as we tackle problem apartments like Forest Cove, we're also working to build more affordable housing. Last year, I told you that we were setting out to build or preserve 20,000 units of affordable housing by 2030, and we are well on our way. So far, we have delivered over 1,900 units and have another 5,400 currently under development. We can clap for affordable housing. We all need it. I need it. I'm not gonna move in those, but they are. We all need it. We're serious about this. So serious, as a matter of fact, that we just bought a skyscraper in downtown Atlanta and are now in the process of converting it into what will become the tallest residential building in Atlanta with hundreds of affordable housing units within it. That's the 2 Peachtree building next to Underground Atlanta and 5 Point Station. At the City of Atlanta, we are built for delivery and have spent the last year restoring services that were disrupted by the COVID pandemic. Trash, recycling, and yard waste are now being picked up on time. We're cleaning up our streets, and we're issuing business licenses on time, and accelerating permitting, and accelerating procurement. Today, yeah, we can clap for those things too. Yeah, I hear you. Getting things right that we're supposed to get right. Today, the city of Atlanta has the highest credit ratings and the highest reserves in the city's history. And we've done all this while operating with the highest of ethical standards. This is all thanks to the more than 8,000 employees who come to serve our great city, folks who I am proud to have as part of my team. Give our city workers a rousing round of applause, everybody. Thank you. Now, it may have been a while since anybody has called me young, but as you saw in that video, I was once a young person in this city. And I spent with my family the last 18 years raising a young person in this city. And if I could take a moment of personal privilege, I'd like to congratulate Bailey Dickens. and invest in youth programs and services that opens doors. I'll give you an example. We have a young man with us today named Addison Roberts. Now, until a little while ago, you might have called Addison a water boy. You see, he was living with his aunt, and to help make ends meet, he was selling water on Ivan Allen Boulevard to passing drivers. He got injured a couple of times and had some run-ins with the police. But when I look at kids like Addison, I don't see water boys. I see entrepreneurs who don't have the right opportunities. So we partnered, So we partnered with a group called Helping Empower Youth to go and help these young people out. Now, instead of highway off-ramps, we have teens selling water in downtown kiosks in partnership with the city. Addison is one of 25 young people who were able to move off of Ivan Allen. Stand on up. Now, not only is he getting support with his entrepreneurship by the city and Helping Empower Youth, but he's a junior at Hank Aaron New Beginnings Academy and is on track to graduate. Thank you for setting the example you're setting, Addison. Thank you. I like those shoes too. What size are those? I might have to. Being an entrepreneur, get you cool shoes. When it comes to our young people, we're not holding back. The city is putting our money, our time, and our action where it counts. This year, we've given $1 million to 23 organizations to collectively serve more than 6,000 young people in Atlanta. Last year, I told you that the city of Atlanta would be making its first ever direct investment in early childhood education with a $5 million commitment from the city. As of earlier this month, thanks to our partnership with Atlanta Public Schools and private funders, we have now secured commitments to reach our goal of $20 million. We will begin awarding those funds this year, $20 million towards early childhood education. We did it, y'all. On this stage, I gave the first 5, now we're at 20 already. Last year, at this same breakfast, I made a challenge to all of you. I called on all of us to hire young people as part of our first summer youth employment program, and you answered the call. Through our work together, we gave more than 3,000 young people jobs throughout Atlanta, and we paid them too. Young people employed by the city received an average salary of $16.63 an hour last summer. Thank you for stepping up and meeting that challenge. You've heard me say at the start of this that our city is strong. And you just heard all the data and accomplishments to prove that that's the case, working in partnership with the Atlanta City Council and all of you. But our legacy must be more than credit ratings and reserve fund balances. It's about how we use the strength of this city to those who need our help the most. That's why I'm coming back to you with another challenge this year. I'm challenging all of you to invest in our youth in a way we never have before. You should have noticed a few things on your table. First is the 2023 Year of the Youth lapel pin that's on your table. Please wear that pin with pride to show your support of the young people in our city. But before you put that lapel pin on, you need to scan the code on the card in front of you or on the screens around the room. And that will take you to atlyearoftheyouth.com. And there, you're gonna sign up and tell us how you're stepping up to our challenge this year. And we're going to need all of you. I'm going to ask some questions of you right now, and if you agree with me, I need you to say yeah. If you agree with me this morning, I need you to say yeah. Will you hire interns this summer? Yeah. Will you be one of our 404 mentors for young people? Yeah. Will you donate to support our many great organizations that serve our youth? Yeah. I mean it, Atlanta. Will you show up for our young people this year? Yeah. All right, you said it. You said yeah. This is my personal ask of you. I want you to take a moment to reflect. You've been surrounded by young people today. Think about all the young people that you saw so far. The harpists outside who greeted you. The students who escorted me in. The Mays High ROTC who presented the flags. To Aiden Liebert who recited the pledge. And the students of the Atlanta Music Project who sang the national anthem. I once was like them, a child of this city. The leaders who came before me left their mark on this city. I'm living proof of their legacy. I'm standing here because of the city that they built. So keep these faces in your mind as you go today. And think about this. What legacy will we leave behind for this next generation? Because in 30 years, these young people will be the leaders of this city. They'll be sitting in your seats as the CEOs, the nonprofit leaders, the teachers, the senators, the governors, and even up here on this stage as the mayor of Atlanta. And 30 years from now, they're going to look back to 2023, the year of the youth. And what will they see? Will they see another flashy corporate logo? Or will they see a group of people, educators, business leaders, elected officials, activists, and yes, a mayor who put their needs and interests first? I say this for one last time. Atlanta is a group project, but as all of us know from our times in school, sometimes group projects fail when one person falls short to do their part. So I'll make this very clear. Do not be that person. Do not be the person who fails to contribute to this effort. It's on every single one of us in this room to build a legacy worthy of the young people in our city. Because more than anything, I hope that the next generation of leaders looks back at this room and see a group of people who did everything in their power to move Atlanta forward together. God bless you, and God bless the city of Atlanta.